everybody. We have
Hello.
a really exciting day today. We have an interview, and we love doing these because we really like to bring you a full perspective and other people's experiences. And I know Ikoya gets super inspired by other entrepreneurs, especially women entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And this one is special to me personally. So we do have Esty here, and she is with the Hair Grip, which you guys have seen me talk about a million times. But I'm going to let her introduce herself, and we will just get into it.
Sure. Hi, guys. My name is Esty Brick, and I'm the owner of the Hair Grip. It secures wigs and scarves, so you don't need combs or clips, and it grips to skin. So alopecia, chemotherapy, pretty much anyone who wears wigs, drag queens, cosplay, Broadway, mermaids, that kind of stuff. So it's been really great. Like, I'm meeting so many women all over, business owners, cancer survivors. Everyone is so sweet. Just it's more than the sales. It's the connection that I get, and I feel like I'm connected to little parts from all over the world. It's actually kind of nice. But sorry, that's not the point.
No, I
No,
totally
that's
think
wonderful.
that, don't apologize. I think that is the point. I think one of the amazing things about where we are in retail space right now is like people are really knowing the founders and the people who created the brands. Like, growing up, I don't know who made Coke, or I don't know, Reebok, or some of the things that we used to wear. But now, because of social media, you can follow the journey, you can go behind the scenes a little bit more. And I eat all that kind of stuff up because I created a product as well and have worked with products. So I love all that kind of stuff. And I always found that kind of stuff inspiring. So I love that you shared that, because I think that's the power of, the entrepreneurial path now. So how did you come into wigs? Do you wear wigs? How did you come into wigs?
Yeah, I'm an Orthodox Jew, and I need to cover my hair for my husband and to show that I'm married, and that's how I got into wigs.
Oh my gosh, I had just come across that. Someone was asking me about that, and it was I just did this deep dive. So I'm so excited. Maybe we'll have to have another conversation about that, because it's just something I'm really interested in finding out more about. And I don't think a lot of people really know that in the mainstream. So maybe we'll have to loop back around with you now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how did you come up with the idea?
So the idea was out there. I would say 12 years ago or 13 years ago, my grandmother was dealing with breast cancer, and she was struggling because she's also Orthodox. She was wearing wigs, and it just wasn't gripping to her buzzed hair. And I was like, there's got to be something. So I was researching, and I found something out there, but it didn't fit her. It didn't, the material wasn't great. And I was like, okay, this is crazy. And my husband's like, we could make our own. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, yeah, we could. He knew a guy, and that's kind of like where it started. I had patent lawyers look into it. It wasn't patent because I didn't want to get sued. And I just enhanced it. I extended the Velcro. I did velour instead of velvet. I doubled the stitching on both ends so it's tighter. And then obviously for the lace one, I added the silicone, which is a huge hit. But that was only recently. This is the beginning. I didn't know what I was doing. We invested half our wedding money. I did not go to business school. I was young and dumb. And I think that's actually a big point I want to make. A lot of people don't do things because what if the question, they're like logical, which I think is great. It's important to be logical, but nothing's going to happen unless you jump in and take the risk. I did not know. I just thought okay, I'll just sell to friends and family. And slowly I was like, wait a minute, it's becoming a business. Like I'm doing wholesale now, retail, big, what? And I learned as I went, which is another thing. You make mistakes, you learn. I'll add more stuff that I want to give advice to entrepreneurs, but that is how I got the idea or started and just enhanced it and went with it.
I think that's really powerful, and that resonates with me.
Yeah, I saw you're like,
that really resonates with me because I have an episode where I talk about me inventing the silky sack, and I don't even know how to sew. But there's so much power in, like you said, when there's a will, there's a way. And I think there's a level of ignorance, because it took me 4 years from when I came up with the idea to actually put it out there. And if I had known that, I probably would not have done it. So I identify so much with what you're saying. And if people are watching or listening and you have something that you want to do, I agree with SD so much. Just go for it, because
It's scary.
it is going to be hard and you are going to come against obstacles, but you can get it done. If you have the vision, you can get it done. You just have to find a way. So
yes, and there are going to be mistakes that will screw you, but that's the only way you'll learn.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would agree. And I have a similar story. I mean, I hit a wall with my job just this past May, and I just put my notice in. And I'm a single mom, and I did not have any backup really. I've been doing YouTube and wig coaching and stuff. But I was like, okay, I guess I have to make this business work. Like right now, I hadn't started really retailing wigs or anything. So I haven't even been in it a year. Wow. And it's just grown. But again, I just jumped off I don't necessarily 100% suggest that, but I also do think that a lot of these stories, and Corey and I have talked about this before, you can be too logical and you can be thinking, things too much that you sort of stop yourself. And we don't know what we don't know. So if you're starting from this point and you're like, oh, well, I need to do X, Y, Z, we all have found there's times you have to pivot. There's times you have to backtrack and come around. There's times you have to go, you know what I mean? So if you think you already know from here to there, there's so much growing and knowing. And the end result usually is not anything what you thought in the beginning. What makes the hair grip different than the other wig bands on the market?
So I started saying before the enhancements that I made. So I think a big deal is sizes, small, medium, large, not just sizes, but let's say you get the medium, it's that extended Velcro here, like that 6-inch Velcro, well, a strong Velcro that allows you to adjust. And that's a really big deal. Double, like a stitch here and stitch here makes it not roll on one side. I found the ones out there were rolling, which is a big deal. Some didn't have any design here, which is a grip. Big deal for the lace was the silicone strip, which is an extra grip. That's been really great. I want to say customer service, like you're getting me also. And I'm very emotionally into this with the people I connect with, and with returns or exchanges or anything. Like it's me, it's personal. I think it's the brand that makes it different.
I know when I reached out to you, and I had just started this journey, but I had been reviewing wigs and wig grips and wig tools. I think I've been on YouTube about 5 years, maybe. I think I have 1,400 videos. So I mean, I have had comparison with the wig grips. So I had probably reviewed at least 20 of them. And when I saw this one, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I had started retailing, and one of the things that people were saying is the sizes. So I reached out to you, and I was just so intrigued because I talk a lot about sizing, in general, wigs, not even across just brands, but even styles within brands. There's just there's no real universal. Like some of them have like vanity size. Like I feel like it, with clothes. But I feel that the fact that these have sizes is a real game changer, because I could say, hey, this is a great wig grip. I have a petite average head of 21.5 inches. So it's sort of that petite average. And I could say, yeah, it fits me great. But I have people who need the 23-inch wig grip, and that's the wig size they're getting. So I'm like, it's not very secure. Like say if you had one and that was it, if you had to put it right here on the very edge, it's not feeling secure. I have a lot of people who are new to wigs because of either cancer issues, alopecia, or they're just discovering them. So they're already freaked out. So to be able to say, hey, if you're going to do anything, start with the hair grip. It's sized. It'll make you feel comfortable. And this is the one that you should start with. I always tell people that. Especially if they are on the larger or the petite size, because if you're average, it's fine. But if you're on that larger or the petite size, I always say go with the hair grip. It's going to make the experience much different. The fit will be different. You won't have that extra weird, extra stuff. So I love it. But yeah, I'm just sharing that.
How long have you been in business?
Oh, wow. So when I got married 13 years ago. So about 12 years. and I'd been working full time until last year, and I was juggling like work during the day. I was in school at night. I was slowly building the business, making cold calls, just not having like such a big picture. I want to say like when it got to that point where I saw the potential and I was like, oh my gosh, wait a minute, this could be something. And then I was like, boom, like work harder, hustle more. You want to quit your job. You want to do this full time, like build. You got to get it to a certain point. You have to sell this much amount, this many to make this, to cover my salary, and I was just, it was really intense
Yes.
before last year. And then I finally got to that point. I quit my job. It's been a year and a half. It's been so great. And I've noticed that now my 9 to 5 focus is this. So besides filling orders, it's like the back end stuff, but marketing. And I see that it makes a difference. It's growing. Thank God. So yeah, I would say 12 years.
Wow.
And back then when I started, it was not out there. Like now I know it's like Alibaba, like it's,
yes,
like it's very much out there, but I'm so confident that my quality is better. I mean, it costs me more because it's better. So it's very out there now. Like there's a lot of them, but I still feel like my brand is still unique from that.
And I would have to definitely agree.
Thank you.
I am an online retailer of name brand wigs. I do still review sort of that beauty supply store affordable. I just brought on Vivica Fox as one of my brands. So I understand, having those different variations. But I always say at the end of the day, it's the finishes and the features and the customer service, but it's the finishes and features that make it different. Like I reviewed so many wig grips. Yes, you can get one on Amazon for $8. You 100% can. It's going to be whatever size. Like you're saying, when she's talking about the quality of this, it's not going to be the quality. And at the end of the day, you want to invest in, this is keeping the wig on your head, and not only physically, but mentally, people have those fears, those insecurities.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, invest in the thing that for sure
that works.
Is going to, saving what? $10, $15, and then being out and being so hyper focused and self-conscious all the time is not worth it. This is the time when you invest in the thing that's meant to give you security and peace of mind.
A daily
100%.
essential. That's what I would call it. Someone told me they started dating because they feel more confident in their wig. I was just like, wow. Okay.
Oh, I love that.
That was powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. Changing lives. I love it.
Yeah. I was like, whoa, this retail thing took on a whole nother level. And
you're bringing love to people. Like,
yeah.
How do you balance motherhood and entrepreneurship? So that's a question a lot of women are like, I can't do this. I have a family, I have kids.
Me personally, I would say I break down my day by hours.
Okay.
That's a little trick that I have. I mean, I don't know if it's helpful. It's hard. It's a lot. Motherhood, householdhood for 10 years was also full-time jobhood. It's a lot. It's hard. You break it down. Obviously, your family comes first before your business, I would say.
Yes.
Like I'm definitely pressuring myself, hustling for the business for sure. But if, family comes first, I don't even know how to answer that. And you just juggle. Like women are incredible. You just juggle, believe in yourself, and don't be hard on yourself. Don't set the bar too high. Don't expect too much. And delegate is a really big thing to your husband, to your friends. And also venting is okay. Complaining is okay. You're human, and just like be sensitive to yourself for that and just try to juggle it.
Yeah, I think that's great advice because I have come to just learn you're not going to be great at everything all the time. And it's okay. You gotta, sometimes this is going to get 70, this is going to get 30, this is going to get 60, this is going to get 40, and it's okay. It'll be all right. And also delegating is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's great advice.
And I think it's okay to have the moment. I feel like you're saying, like women are so amazing, but we also have not only our internal pressures, but we have all these outside pressures that we're supposed to know everything, figure everything out. Like if something's broken, if something's, it's like we're supposed to have all of the things.
And
And
look
like
good doing it.
sometimes, yeah,
Right.
right. That's where wigs come in. But you know, I'm one of those like people, whether I'm sad, mad, frustrated, I cry. And so sometimes I'm just like, you know what? Yes, no, it's not the end of the world, but I'm giving myself 10 minutes to lose my crap, to cry, to be angry. And then, you know, or if it's a big thing, I'm going to give myself a day. I'm allowed to be upset this day. And then tomorrow I'll get on it and I'll fix it, which I usually do. But I'm like, I'm allowed to be overwhelmed.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So in the last couple years, of course, we've been through the panorama, and I know you said you, of course, have your website, and then you also do some business with wholesaling and retailers. So has that, in these last few years, how's that affected your business, and how have you changed things?
So surprisingly, I was fine. A lot of stores closed down and they were not ordering. So in the wholesale department, not great, but we all supported each other. I feel like it just brought us closer, I would say. Retail, it was still like, it was okay. Like it was smooth, like it was okay. Did I change anything? I don't think I changed anything. I mean, I will say, oh, hold on. Before the pandemic, prices were still like every year, like my expenses were still like slowly going up, and I was just observing, and then pandemic hit, and then supply prices, material like went up even more. I'm like, I can't keep absorbing. It's been 10 years or 11 years at that point. Yeah, 11 years. And like, I can't keep absorbing. So I would say the change that I made is that I increased my price by like $1, maybe $2 for retail and wholesale, because it just got to that point that I couldn't. So that is the change I made.
And were you nervous about doing that? Because I know
oh my
I've
God,
been with
yes,
a
I
lot
said
of
no one's
business
gonna
owners
want to
who've had
buy
to
from
do that.
me.
I was saying like a lot of people are scared as business owners to have to raise their prices because the supply chains and because everything has gotten so expensive since the panorama. And so were you nervous about increasing your prices?
Yes. I said nobody is going to buy. And
Yeah.
they didn't. And I thought, I was so self-conscious. I thought it was because of my prices. And after a few months, I reached out. I said, like, do you want to like renegotiate? You know, is it the prices? And everyone's like, no, we're just not, like, we just don't need. Or the person next to me, she closed down because of the pandemic and gave me her hair growth. So I was like, oh my gosh, it's not because of the prices. I was so nervous. And I felt like I was worried about retail, and it was fine.
Yeah.
Like, people understood that, right? The responses I got from stores were like, we were waiting for this. We understand. We knew this was coming.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But yeah, I was like, there's no way anyone's going to want to buy from me. But
No,
thank God
I have some anxiety
people
about that
understand.
myself.
Because they could raise their prices too.
Exactly.
Well, at the end of the day, I mean, I think that's a really good lesson in general. You know, small businesses, sometimes they do have slightly higher prices. And, you know, I get a lot with the shipping, and people are like, well, I can get free shipping on Amazon. And I'm like, Amazon's a jillion, bajillion. Like, they can absorb it in different ways. And don't think you're not paying for it some way, or they're not figuring it out some way. As a small business owner, you're also not getting customer service from Amazon. Try figuring out, try calling Amazon. And, you know, like, I'm sure, you know, I have people who they text me, they call me, they video chat me. I answer them. I give, you know, you're not getting that from Amazon.
You're not going to get that from a big retailer. Yeah.
No. So, you know, that level of customer service is also built in. Your time, the fact that small business owners usually honestly care about their people. You're not just a number. You're not just an invoice. And so, but the reality is yes, like, prices are going up for everything in life, and that means everything. And you're purchasing something that you know is quality. You know, you're getting great customer service, and, you know, you can purchase from Amazon. Half the time you have probably a box of stuff that you bought wasn't exactly what you even thought, didn't work for you, couldn't return, whatever. And it's like, that really adds up when you could have just got the hair grip, which would have worked for you, and the color that you wanted.
Thank you, guys.
So what has been the hardest part of building your business? I know you talked a little bit about it, but what have you felt like has been really the hardest part for you?
So I think because I didn't go to business school or marketing school, it's figuring it out like teaching or learning. The juggle is definitely, it was the hardest in terms of my full-time job. I'm still juggling with motherhood also. The pressure. You know what? I have the disease to please, and I'm not joking. It's a book, and I read it. And I want to say if somebody orders, I'm like, oh, they ordered, they want it, I should get out that day. And I bend over backwards and I go crazy, and I really stretch myself out, stress out to get them their order. But like, Esty, it's okay. This isn't a medicine. Like, it can wait a day. Like, don't drive yourself nuts. So I think the problem that I have is with myself, that I'm too like hustle aggressive and get out the orders.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I definitely can identify with that. I'm my own worst critic.
Yeah.
Like, I have to tell myself a lot of time, done is better than perfect. Like, everything doesn't have to be, and I'm such a planner, and Tia can attest to this. When things don't go to plan, I'm like, oh, it's like, okay, get it together, regroup. You're not in control of everything. Sometimes things don't work out, but you live, like you said, you just keep it going. You live, you figure it out, you get it done. So yes. Yeah.
Well, and at the end of the day too, sometimes I feel like, not that I'm not a perfectionist, but what I often talk to Ikoy about, because she really wants everything done now, perfect now, done now, which is great. We're sort of a yin and yang, but I'm also like, but don't forget to give yourself like the high five. Don't forget to say, like, how many people are really doing this? Even 30%, even 50%, so I give you such a high five for even being willing to put yourself out there, for staying in it for almost 15 years. Like, any business, like 1-2 years, that's it. Maybe 5 years. I'm saying, like, you've been a business. And that's the other thing, people, if you're really thinking about, if you're really thinking about something, this is someone that's been in business. She has been through a lot, almost 15 years. And
amazing.
Still here. So this is something when you're older, or someone in your life comes up and they want to be wearing wigs, like, this is potentially going to be around, I'm sure. So
I hope so.
yeah, we're putting it out there. But I mean, that's really important. It's like, this isn't some pop-up eBay thing. This is someone who is a person who has passion behind something that can really change your life. Like, it really can.
Yes, and I just to add to that, I didn't go into this thinking like that I was an entrepreneur, that I would be a business owner, that I would sell. Like, it just kind of happened, but I went with all the doors. I just went with it, learned with it. One door open, okay, maybe because I didn't know, I don't know. But my point is that sometimes you don't, like, it just happens. You got to go with it. And on the other hand, if it's something you want, you got to push and do it.
So with saying that, what advice would you give to somebody who's listening, who may be inspired by your story, who wants to be an entrepreneur, who's kind of like thinking about it, but on the fence? Or what advice would you give someone who wants to?
So I did learn a lot. There's a lot of free webinars out there, either on Instagram or social media, or just in general. That helped me a lot. And I would say, I wrote this down. Don't think too much. Learn from your mistakes. And there's podcasts. There's also mentors and programs that offer free mentors. That helped also. And a big thing is hustle.
Yeah.
Like, just, if you want it, you'll make it happen. Like, I'd be sitting at my desk, like, listening to, a podcast that had to do something while I'm working, while I'm answering customer service. My lunch break, everyday lunch break, I was at storage, UPS. During nights, I was packaging so I could get out in the morning. Like, every free time was hair grip, because I wanted it. So I would say, don't give up. And you have this vision of what you want, and you just like focus on it and imagine what you want. They say, like, imagine what your customer is, like, describe them, like, picture them. What are their needs? What's your niche? Like, know your niche, know, business scaling and business plans. Like, those things are helpful also, but just having the vision of where you want to go will make everything that you do go towards that vision. It has to, because that's where your mind is. So everything you're doing will get you there for sure. And don't give up. And
do you have like a specific mentoring program that you found helpful, or a specific podcast that you listen to?
Yeah. Okay, a few things. So I was listening to The Mommy Millionaire. So that was good. A lot. There was Side Hustle, the Side Hustle podcast, which I also featured on. That was cool. If you're Jewish, or I don't know if you have to be Jewish, but there's the TWE, the Jewish Women Entrepreneur. It's for like women entrepreneurs, and then there's no, sorry, that's the JWE, the Jewish Women Entrepreneurs, and then there's the TJE, is the Jewish Entrepreneurs, which is men and women also. They connect you with a mentor, but I'm sure there's not Jewish mentorships also.
Yeah, no, that's great. And we'll share like some of these podcasts, some of the links if people want to go and find out more about it and, you know, learn more. Definitely. I always love more resources and more information. You can never have enough support and things that you can turn to when you need something.
I'm sure there's social media platforms, like entrepreneur platforms that you could post like, hey, what, do you recommend Shopify? Or I'm trying to sell, like, what website platform do you recommend? Or anyone have a patent lawyer and stuff? Like you post questions, and like people have knowledge and people are willing to share that knowledge. Like I'm happy if anyone wants to reach out, have any questions. I still don't think I know everything. I'm still figuring it out, but sure, I'm happy to help. And I think there are a lot of business owners who are happy to help.
I agree.
There's this YouTuber, her name's Letitia, and I love her channel so much. And she is a part of these working groups where they, like, say the three of us will get on like Zoom, Skype, whatever, and you just like, okay, from every Friday from 9 to 10, we're going to get on this together. We're going to say, hey, this is what I need to get done, whether it's like a project that you wanted to work on or whatever. We just sit, do our work. At the end, we do like a little wrap up, maybe ask any questions or support. And she's a part of like a bunch of these, and she says they're the best thing. So yeah, there's stuff like that too, which I would like to get into one of those. So I think that would be, especially for my ADHD, where I'm like, oh. And I'm like, you gotta do this right now. But so there are a lot of resources. We will link everything that was mentioned. So if you want to check them out down in the show notes or in the description box. So anything new on the horizon for the hair grip?
I don't want. I could share it, but like I feel like I want to not share it. So
okay.
It's a surprise.
Ooh, I like that. So stay tuned, everybody.
Yeah. Like, give me some time. I'm designing it right now. I sent it. They're gonna give me a sample, and like, there are some things brewing. If you, I could share it, but I feel like if you mind, I'd rather not.
No.
Okay.
No, I get it. So just tell people.
It's actually a totally different market, which is kind of exciting.
Oh wow.
So now you have us percolating. So if you want to follow, go ahead, Equia.
No, I was gonna say, so where can we follow you online? So when this all happens, we can find it and see.
Okay, just give me some time, because it takes a lot of time, the design and the back and forth.
Yes, ma'am. You're preaching to the choir. Live that, done that. That's chapter 3 for me. So I totally get it.
We're getting there. That's awesome.
So where can people find you? Because now we're all intrigued and we're wanting to find out. So where can we find you just to purchase and follow and get any updates and get the surprise whenever it comes?
Sure. So my website is thehairgrip.com. My social media handle is thehairgrip. My email is thehairgrip@gmail.com. And I do wholesale and retail global. I have sales usually holiday times, but I do want to plug sales to Tia Maria because she is one of my retailers. What code do you have, Tia? What was it? Tia Maria?
I think it's Tia Maria on your site. Yeah. I already have the code built in on my site. So when you purchase, it's already the reduced price.
Oh, wow.
It just makes it a lot easier. So anybody that's purchasing the hair grip, they don't necessarily on my particular site need the code. I've already plugged that in. I've already worked it in. But yeah, so you can find that on tmwigs.com. I don't currently carry the ones with the lace. So if you want the lace, you got to go to the source.
They're awesome.
They are.
This has been so great. I'm so excited.
Thank you so much for coming and taking the
Yay!
time to share your story. I'm very inspired,
Oh, thank you.
very amazing story. And that gives me hope because you've been around a lot longer than me. I've only been in business 5 years,
Okay.
but yeah, but that, was very inspiring to me because I think sometimes you think when a person, oh, it's going to be easier. It's going to be, I'm not going to have these things. But I think you're a testament to show that it's consistently learning, it's consistently growing. You never kind of just reach that point. You're
Right.
always growing and learning. And I think that's really powerful because I think sometimes, especially when you're a new entrepreneur and you're just starting out, you're hard on yourself and you feel like you should know these things. And
Yeah.
especially on social media, because it's such a highlight reel and everybody's showing they're doing this, but they're not showing the sweat equity and the hard work and the nights of Googling. And like you're saying, that you're staying up all these odd hours and doing things. So I like and I love to hear these stories so that people can really hear what it's really like, but to know that you're on the right path to keep going and still being inspired. So thank you so much for not only following and improving what was on the market to help people change their lives, but just, being a blessing and doing what really I feel like you were supposed to do with that.
That makes me feel so good. Thank you so much. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't believe it.
Yeah.
I'm
So
so very blessed. I'm grateful, and I love just going with it and seeing the effect that it has. It definitely fuels me, I would say.
absolutely. Totally amazing,
Thank you.
Esty.
Also,
Totally
you guys also,
amazing.
like, for each of what you guys are doing, and then together with this podcast, it's definitely incredible reaching people who need help. So it's great.
Thank you. That was really our intention. So thank you.
I want to encourage everybody watching, if you have had an experience with the hair grip, if there's something you love about it, if there's something you'd like to share, please go ahead and put it down below. We would love to hear your stories and read your comments and interact with you in the comments section. And and you can say everything you love about the hair grip. We would like that.
Or any questions, happy to answer any questions.
Yeah. So everybody go out, get your hair grips, follow Esty in the hair grip, you guys. It's a
Yeah.
great product. It will change how you wear your wigs, give you that confidence. Thank you so much again, Esty, for taking the
Oh, my
time
pleasure. Thank you
to,
so much, guys.
to share your story with us. Really, honestly, very inspiring. And
Thank you.
if you're
100%.
listening, I hope this will inspire you to go for it. If this is
Just go
something
for
you
it.
want to do,
Honestly,
go for it.
follow your gut.
Yes.
Yeah. Go get your
All
gut.
right.
Go get your business.
Yes. See you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.